Hey, I want to welcome everybody to Steelers Pre-Snap. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always, Hall of Famers, Claudio Rosano, Smokin Jim Frazier. What's going on, fellas? How you feel?
What's happening? Good morning. Good morning.
All right, Jim, you up yet or you sleep? Where you at, Jim? Parts unknown? Where you at, Jim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, we got a recap last week. I was almost dead on in my prediction. I said 20-17 Steelers, and it was 20-10. 3-0 on the year. So I was satisfied. I almost got the score right. How'd you do last week, Jim? Did you lose a lot of money or were you right on? You got to start taking my advice.
Well, of course, I'm the only one on the planet that lifted the curse that's been on the Steelers since 2010. And I said in preseason that they would go to the Super Bowl this year. Not necessarily win it, but go to the Super Bowl. And it sounds like everybody around the country is getting on board with me.
I don't know about that, but they're 3-0. They're 3-0. You did call it a Super Bowl, and why'd you put the curse on them again, Jim?
They backstabbed Santonio Holmes, but I lifted it after they signed Russell Wilson.
What's one have to do with the other? I'm confused.
Of course, the curse is still on the Penguins for Marc-Andre Fleury. They'll never see another championship. Curse is still on the Pirates for Sid Breen. They'll never see another championship. The Madden curse is on McCaffrey. He's out for the year. So curses work, man. So you should be happy that I lifted the curse.
You have that power to lift the curse. So what could you study that dark magic, or is it Smokin Jim magic?
Hey, Claudio, in the
Yes.
words of former Dallas Cowboy Dwayne Thomas, evidently.
Very good, Jim. Very good.
Hey, Claudio, what's going on, buddy, man? Jim's on his black magic stuff right again.
Hey, the Italians are just as bad, man. They got the horn, they got the Maluk, the evil eye. Oh man.
All right. Hey, well, let's just review last game. What were your thoughts, Jim? Claudio, let you get started.
Yeah, number one, what did I say? The Steelers have weapons. Use them. 8 receivers they used. Great, including Washington. And they used everybody. So I like that. I also like the fact that if we're doing the huddle up part, I'm not sure if we're doing that or not. But my whole thing at the beginning, Luther, was they should start Justin Fields because of the way he plays. Wilson would be a sitting duck with that offensive line, which is erratic. Okay, you don't know if they're going to be good one week or average or below average. Justin Fields can move. The other thing I've noticed about Justin Fields, his release is a lot better than it used to be. I'm not comparing him to Dan Marino, but Dan Marino was up and out. I tell my catchers, which Carnegie Mellon now is 2-0 in the conference. We're in first place, but up and out. Justin Fields, he's up and out. He's more accurate. I like Justin Fields as the quarterback, and he's perfect for this team. So, but last week, between the Steelers playing pretty solid and not giving up the running game early, they kept at it, which was good. They went over the middle, I believe, 8 to 12 times. I like that. I also like and the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers are what people are saying they are. I don't think they're gonna be that good. But I liked the Steelers' offense. I know I ran around there, but I liked what they did last week.
All right. Well, Claudia, was that your huddle up, or was just your review?
Yeah, the Justin Fields being the starting quarterback, and that was the right move. Russell Wilson, great pickup, but Justin Fields, I believe, should have been the starter to begin with, and he has definitely earned the right to be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers the rest of this year and in the future. Okay. Trade Russ to Miami. Get a draft pick or two.
Will they do that, though? All right.
They should.
We'll see. All right, Smokin Jim, what you got for us? 1st to 10 with Smokin Jim.
Well, the schedule's tailor-made for the Steelers. Everybody was saying it was the toughest schedule in NFL history, maybe the easiest. They don't play anybody that can hurt them. They don't play the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, some of these teams that run that offense where they throw the ball around. But listen, I like the Steelers. Don't like that they don't have the killer instinct. You don't kneel down on the ball on the 1-inch line when you got Jim Harbaugh. You put your foot on his throat because that's what he'll do to you. down the road, whether he takes players, draft picks, or whatever. I didn't like the Steelers' lack of killer instinct, and that starts with the head coach.
But you have them going to the Super Bowl, though. All right. Let's go. Oh, Frank Jackson here early. Salute, fellas. Salute, Frank. Appreciate you as always. All right. Listen, my huddle up is simple. Let me get Jim's picture off of here, man. Just a lot of nonsense. Hey, my huddle up. Richard Sherman, great cornerback when he played. Now I'm starting to think that he has some CTE issues that's lingering. He made a crazy, insane statement about Travis Hunter, talking about he's a bland as a receiver. Travis Hunter should be the Heisman. He hit the pose yesterday. I think he's outstanding. I think he can play offensive receiver. He can play defensive corner. Nobody can keep up with him. Yesterday, another touchdown, 89 yards receiving. He had an incredible pick. He came from the cornerback position, intercepted a swing pass. This man is lights out as a receiver. He can run every pattern. Not the greatest route runner, but that's what you want, explosion. He puts me in the mindset of a George Pickens type. You just get it to him. He has moves. He's quick. He's fast. Great hands. Great ball skills. I don't know what Richard Sherman's talking about. I think he should be the number one pick. He's the best player in college football right now, playing 100 plays a game. Richard Sherman, I understand you're trying to get your career off, but you can't do it on the back of calling Travis Hunter bland. He's the best. He's the best player, period, in college football. Number one pick. If I had the number one pick, I'm picking Travis Hunter. He's that good. He's going to change your team around. And that's my prophetic thoughts. Let's go back to the comments. We got a couple other guys. Terry French, don't trade Rush to Miami. We need him as a backup. All right. Terry's back in. The biggest thing Justin Fields is doing for the Steelers is not hurting them. One interception, low snacks. He's now the quarterback he should have always been. I like what Terry said there. I always thought Fields had potential. I was upset when he got drafted by Chicago. Quarterbacks go there just to die. They don't know what they're doing. They always have a bad offensive line, not a lot of weapons. It's not set up for a quarterback to succeed, just like Bryce Young's situation in Carolina Panthers. Jim wants to keep proving that he's right, but we look at two quarterbacks that were also there that couldn't win. Baker Mayfield went there, struggled. Sam Darnold went there, struggled. Both of them had success when they got in systems that had talent around them. They had an offensive line. They had a good, competent head coach, Jim. And the same thing with Bryce Young if he gets with a competent coach at a decent organization. Panthers have only had one quarterback that was able to win despite all their craziness and sickness, and that was Cam Newton. No other quarterback has been able to go there and win recently. So, Jim, all your Bryce Young hate, you can take it and shove it. That's not true. It's not accurate. Bryce Young will be a good quarterback, but the Carolina Panthers is a dumpster fire, Jim. Please stop disrespecting that man. All right? And that's my prophetic thoughts. But I agree with what you said, Claudio. Justin Fields is in the right system. And if Bryce Young gets in the right system, he will also be that type of player.
I also think real quick about the Russell Wilson trading him on my end. I understand what Terry's saying. I understand what you're saying. But when you have when the media and the fans and Russ is right there behind Fields, when you have two starting quarterbacks, you really have zero. Roger Staubach and Craig Morton in the 70s. Matter of fact, Tom Landry used to do, and Jim will remember, they used to switch every play, which was ridiculous. So Landry had to make a decision. I'm sticking with Staubach. And Morton went on to have a very good career taking Denver to the Super Bowl. I'm saying when you have that guy hovering over Justin Fields, and if he throws one interception the next week, everybody's going to say, bring in Russ. He's healthy. He's ready to go. That's not good. So you should have the starting quarterback, and you should have a very solid backup. Like I said, so if you have two starting quarterbacks, you really have none.
Well, he's looking pretty good now. Let's jump in here. Did Jim leave? Jim, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. All right, let's see. Terry's back in. If Jesse gets 9 regular season wins and doesn't well in the playoffs, the Steelers will sign him to a big contract, maybe $150 million. Look at Baker Mayfield. Okay. And Frank Jackson, Fields is average. Wilson is washed. Nobody trading for him. Okay. All right. All right. Jim, did you have anything to weigh in on what was said?
Most out of somebody out of desperation. And that's Russell Wilson with Miami. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jim.
Well, the easiest position in all the sports to play is quarterback position. If the guy's open, hit him. Listen, Jeff Blake was my favorite quarterback of all time because he see a weak link, he throw it at that weak link all day long until you stop it. It's easy. You get a mismatch like Washington in the Denver game was on the guy that looked like Kevin Hart. You throw it all day, man. It ain't that hard, man. It's not that hard to play the quarterback position. I predicted that Andy Dalton, who nobody likes because he got red hair, I said with the same weapons that Bryce Young couldn't deal with, that Andy Dalton would throw for 300 yards, and he threw for 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You listen, everybody can say what they want. Chicago don't have a great history in quarterbacks, but I think Jim McMahon did okay there. You know what I mean? You can play quarterback at Chicago. Don't compare Justin Fields to Bryce Young. One, a guy looked like he's still on his mama's breast, and the other one ran for.
You got to bring somebody's breast in this.
Years.
Come on,
Justin Fields ran for 2,000 yards in 3 years. One of the greatest accomplishments ever from a quarterback position, rushing-wise. I think it's second all-time in a 3-year span. So, he's had success. He had 5 wins in a row. Bryce Young, I said when he came out, he was the number 1 pick. I said in 12 rounds up, I wouldn't take him. I said that he should be a high school guru coach teaching high school kids how to play quarterback. That's his future. That's going to be his future.
Wow.
If Cam Newton was in his was still a rookie right now or a second-year guy, he'd be eating it up with the weapons that Carolina have. Tell me I'm wrong, Lou.
What weapons? He got a 40-year-old.
Do you agree with that?
Well, Cam Newton was different. Cam Newton was going to be good with whatever.
Both number 1 overall picks. They was both 1 overall picks. Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, the weapons Cam Newton had weren't great, but they were better than what Bryce Young has. I'll tell you that. He got a 40-year-old Adam Thielen. He has Deontay Johnson running backwards half the time. He has a first. He'll run backwards 5 yards, not blocking, not chasing after loose balls. He doesn't have much. Who's his running back?
His running back had 114 yards last week, 5.4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
How's Andy Dalton going to do today?
Well,
How's Andy Dalton going
he'll
to
come
do
back.
today
He'll come back. He'll come back to earth is what is going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
38,000 yards and counting.
Yeah,
38,000 career yards and counting.
Jim, Andy Dalton is who I thought he was. It has nothing to do with his red hair. He's an average quarterback at best. He'll come. He had a great game last week, mainly because the players quit on their coach. The coach was saying they got to make some trades. I'm hoping they trade the Devontae Adams to the Steelers or something. But he said guys were making business decisions. They took the team lightly, and they didn't fight for their coach or themselves. There's no reason the Raiders should have lost to the Carolina Panthers, Jim. If you watched that game, you saw a lack of effort. And when you do that, you're in trouble as a coach. And I don't know what's going on. They fought for him last year. I don't know what happened with this Carolina Panthers game. Not sure. Hey, but let's jump into this. We have a lot of guys in here. So let's start it off with Steelers O versus Colts D. Smokin Jim, your thoughts, and then we'll come to Claudia. Who has the advantage?
Again, I'm saying right now after 3 games, co-MVPs for the Steelers, if it was in the end of the season, would be T.J. Watt and Dan Moore. I think the Steelers
signed
Dan Moore into a long-term extension. Listen, I think that I would give the Steelers offense the edge. That running game, I tell you what, it couldn't have looked worse last week, but Najee Harris kept chugging and chugging in the 4th quarter. He wore everybody down, and he ran for 70 yards on 18 carries. I look for the Pittsburgh Steelers Justin Fields keep getting better and better each week, like Claudio said. And so I look for the Pittsburgh Steelers to be better than the Indianapolis defense.
All right, Claudia, what are your thoughts on that?
Hit on some great points. Harris kept at it. And that's why I've always said you have to give that man 20 to 27 touches a game, including pass receptions. He's going to wear you out. Now, Indy, they only gave up 2.3 yards a carry last week against the Bears, but the Bears are not the Steelers. They do not have the Steelers running game. Now, what I would say is this. What have I been saying all along? You have all these weapons, use it. The Steelers used 8 weapons last week. Loved it. They went down the middle, I want to say between 8 to 12 times. Liked it. They opened things up a little bit. The Indy defense is not going to, they can't pin their ears back and say, let's get him. Let's get him. They have a lot to worry about. When you have a lot to worry about, you're going to be in trouble. Justin Fields, like Jim said, every week he's gotten better. I love the release. I love the tightness of his throws, the accuracy, believe it or not, I like. And he's come close to making more turnovers, but he hasn't done it. Okay. I think he's done well. I like the offensive play calling, obviously, because of all the targets. The Indy defense isn't bad, but again, whenever you say what they did last week, like I just said, 2.3 yards, they did pretty good against Chicago. Pittsburgh's offense is much better than Chicago's. So I'm going to give Pittsburgh offense over the Indy defense advantage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of you guys are saying. I think Steelers offense can get a little more. They put up 20. They could have had 27, but they took a knee and didn't add extra points. I think they can do that again. Indianapolis Colts run defense isn't great. They gave up over 400 yards to a rookie, Caleb Williams, and that Chicago Bears offense. I think the Steelers, Najee will get his first 100-yard game in Indianapolis. And I think Justin Fields will be over 250 yards again. I think I'm looking for a breakout game for George Pickens. He's been okay, but he didn't have that breakout game. They keep taking catches away from him. Definite advantage. Steelers over the Colts, D. I'm not impressed. And then you have that Zach Franklin talking about grabbing a towel and he wants to get his hands on it and stomp on it and all that stuff. I like the Steelers completely running over the Colts, D. Not a lot of playmakers. They have some injuries on that defensive line. So yeah, I think I like our skills. I don't think it's not going to be close. We'll be able to run over those guys.
Hey Luther, didn't you just say the Steelers got a bad offensive line? You want to take that back because everything you were saying was a praise in the Steelers offensive line, Lou.
I didn't praise them. I said I got them with an advantage over the Colts. Today, Jim, has he run for 100 yards all season? Yes or no? Was I there for a game where Broderick Jones got 3 penalties in a row and he's back at that right tackle spot? Listen, they're improving, Jim. Yes, Broderick Jones showed some signs. He took Nick Bosa's heart from the very first play, pancaked him, and Bosa didn't come back. Showed no heart, said his hip was hurting. So they're improving, Jim, but their offensive line is still a work in progress. Dan Moore is still an issue. Zach Frazier's good. Zach Frazier's good. Don't get hyped. Don't get hyped because his last name is Frazier. Dan Moore is average at best. I mean, you're doing okay, Jim, but have we had a 100-yard rusher yet? No. I think we get that today. They're improving. Once we get the Samoan back, Siamalu, I think it'll be even better. Spencer Anderson got moved to the bench last week. I think that was the proper move. The offensive line looked better, Jim. So I'm giving the advantage. We do have some comments in here. Jason Thomas. What's up, Jason? Steelers is improving. They should be better this week. All right. Ralph Williams, 20-10. Steelers over the Colts. Terry French, the entire AFC North isn't looking so tough anymore. In fact, the entire NFL looks winnable. We could go into week 10 at 9-0, then we'll probably flash back to the 2020. Come on, Terry. Why are you going to say that? Come on, we don't want to reflect on that 2020. Nothing about 2020 was good. But I like the run, but the schedule gets insane at the end. I mean, within 10 days, we got the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. I mean, I don't know how the NFL did that. 3 of the best teams in a row. If we come out of that 2-1, I'll be happy. But that's a rough stretch. All right, let's jump back over Steelers D versus Colts O. Our defense, I'll go first with this. Our defense has been outstanding. 10-6-10. We have a rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson, still hasn't played 16 games as a pro. He's missed some bad passes this year already, some bad interceptions. The offensive line hasn't been great at protecting him. I think Minka gets his first pick against Anthony Richardson this year. I think we can cause some havoc. TJ Watt, Herbig is getting the start. I think we make life miserable for a young quarterback. Very talented. He hasn't been running a lot. Last year he ran and got beat up and got knocked out, about the 5th game? So he's not trying to run. He doesn't have great weapons. Michael Pittman is bland, as Richard Sherman says. I don't think he has a lot of help there. So I think we'll be able to get after him. We got an advantage. I'm expecting 2 turnovers. Jonathan Taylor is the real deal, but our defense will be focused on him. I think we could hold him to about 80 yards, and you stop him, you stop the Colts offense. I got us really making life miserable. No way the Colts do anything against the Steelers D. They don't have much. Not impressed with their tight end, not impressed with the receivers. And the rookie, well, I consider him a rookie because he hasn't played 16 games yet. We're going to make life miserable for him. Claudia, your thoughts?
So you hit it all on the head. But first of all, Terry French, my brother, is right. It's the MFL. Again, I say it every year, the Mediocre Football League. Anybody can win it. Kansas City, the Chiefs, they're great. They're all right. They're good. But the Steelers are on the right path. But that's the thing. They're on the right path. Keep on that path, and they got a shot. But, Luther, you hit it on the head. What I would do with the Steelers defense is one word: attack. Just attack. Richardson has a lot of physical skills, but he's going to throw some bad passes when there's nobody even rushing him, okay? And I mean some bad passes. He's not very accurate. Jonathan Taylor's the guy. What you have to do within these offenses, again, I hate to be critical every damn week. These offensive coordinators are brutal. They are brutal. They call their offensive things, they're all scared, okay? You run the ball. That's your only chance to win this game. Jonathan Taylor's a stud. 200-yard games in a row. Richardson can run. Use him. Then they're going to. I know they don't have great receivers. I do like Michael Pittman, but they're going to have to use the tight end more and the backs out of the backfield to catch some passes. Then you can use Pierce and Pittman a little bit deeper. That should be their game plan, but they probably won't do it. Okay, they probably won't do it. Steelers defense is good. They're very good. But what I would do if I were them, that one word: attack. Make life, as you said, right on the button. Make life miserable for Richardson. Make him rush. There'll be a lot of turnovers. But again, on the offensive side, Colts game plan should be: let's run Taylor, run him. Let's run Richardson. Maybe some quarterback draws, something, and then go low. Now, I've always said go deep to open things up. But in this case, hit the backfield, hit the tight end. Then once that works, then you can go to Pittman and Pierce.
Okay. All right. Smokin Jim, what's your thoughts on the Colts?
Well, I think the Colts is one of the most talented offenses in the whole National Football League. The receivers are freaky. Their running back Taylor's the best running back in all of football. So I would give the Colts offense and the Steelers defense. I give that even, but I think the real test will come next week with Dallas. I'm glad Dallas is coming to Pittsburgh, and that's not going to Texas, because come November, the wall going up.
Jim, what are you talking about, man? Joe, I have no idea what you're talking about. You said they have what? I don't even want to get into the wall, but you said they have one of the best. Who, Jim? Who do they have on their offense that scares you, Jim?
Well, you'll find out. You'll find out today.
I'm asking you.
You don't think Michael Pittman is a freak?
No, not at all. He's an average receiver. He's an average receiver.
Everybody's average, just like Carolina didn't have no talent.
They don't.
Until Andy Dalton got in there.
So Alec Pierce, he's a guy that puts fear in you. Their other receiver. How about Granderson? He puts fear in you. Come on, Jim. The only one I'm worried about is Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman can make some skills, but he's not a guy that's going to hurt you in a whole lot of ways. Their offense is not great. Richardson,
you gotta agree with this, Lou.
Richardson got a strong arm, but I got better accuracy.
Well, let me finish. Let me get it out. You read my mind. Richardson got the biggest arm in all of football. You better stay with them guys because he can throw it 70 yards. Don't think that you can ease up because he can't outthrow the coverage. He can, man.
Yeah, well,
and if he starts running, you're starting to sound like the white media again, Lou. He's not running because he's concentrating on his passing game, but he may run this week. He ain't afraid to run because he's getting hurt. The man's 240 pounds.
And he's getting hurt. Man. And he's getting hurt. Listen, yeah, you might be able to put him at the 99, at the 1 yard line, and he can throw it 99 yards, but his accuracy is bad. That guy who tried to shoot Trump has better accuracy than Anthony Richardson. This guy, he can't throw. He needs work. He needs a lot of work, Jim. Come on, man. You're talking about, it's great you could throw. Look at all the guys who could throw that had no accuracy. All right?
Did the Colts beat the Steelers last year?
No, that was last year.
Okay,
Jim, I'm not talking. It's not what have you done last year? Of course, we all know the record. Yes, they beat them. Yeah, they beat them last year. Okay, that's a bit. We also had Kenny Pickett starting for us. Now Kenny Pickett, does he even get a uniform? I think Russell Wilson is dressed more than Kenny Pickett this year.
Hey, think about this, Cladio and Luther. If Kenny Pickett doesn't get his ego up, he would be the starting quarterback this year.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
Because of Russell's injury. They wouldn't have had nobody. They only got Fields because they shipped Pickett away. Who would have been starting? Russell.
They'd have been 0-3.
It would have been Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen might have been starting.
Yep. I'd have started him over Pickett.
Pickett was bad. His numbers were historically bad. His touchdown numbers were historically bad.
Me and Claudio said that, Lou. You're the only one that loved him coming out of Pitt.
I thought he could develop. I was wrong.
You're preaching to the choir, Lou.
Listen, unlike you, I can admit when I'm wrong, Jim.
I'm just saying he would have been the backup quarterback, and he would have been starting this year because Russell Wilson got hurt if he didn't have that ego problem.
Oh, goodness. All right, let's jump back in here. Oh, Terry said, I think we could trade Highsmith now. Herbig has really proven himself. Whoa. I'm hearing a lot of people say that, and I disagree. It's not time. Maybe at the end of the year, Highsmith is injured. Herbig gets a lot of time this week. We'll see if he can stop the run. I think they're going to challenge him with the run game with Jonathan Taylor. He's great against the pass. How is he against the run? Richardson has Kenny Pickett-like numbers. Stop Taylor and Steelers win in a 4-touchdown blowout. Wow, he said Kenny Pickett. That's bad. All right, Daddy Kingslayer. Richardson has talent, but he needs time to develop. Okay, Jason, I agree. Definitely needs time. He hasn't even played 16 games. I think the Steelers defense can really confuse him and make life difficult, as I was saying. Coaching advantage. Claudia, who has the coaching advantage in this game?
Pittsburgh, but that's like saying I'm the tallest one in my family.
I agree. Mike Tomlin, everybody knows he's a Hall of Fame coach. Smokin Jim and Cladio disrespect this man on a regular basis. I don't understand why. The man wins. Yes, we'd like his postseason numbers to be better, but definitely he has the advantage in this one. Smokin Jim, coaching advantage.
Even Steven. Even Steven.
Who's the coach for Indianapolis, Jim, that you're saying he's even with? Who?
Even Steven.
Yeah, but
Plus, Indy got better assistant coaches than what the Pittsburgh Steelers have. So even Steven.
well,
See, that's what I'm saying, Luther. I'm talking about the whole staff.
Right. Okay, we got Terrell Austin with the #1 defense overall in the NFL. And you're saying Indianapolis coach, their defensive coordinator has that? No, he does not. The defense is struggling. Their offensive coordinator, they can't develop an offense with a guy with all the skills that Richardson has. Their offenses looked horrible. They barely beat a struggling Chicago Bears team last week, and they needed Caleb Williams to get sacked 10 times and make some bad picks, but he also threw for almost 400 yards. So come on, guys, you got to start giving some credit where credit's due.
That's like saying Chuck Noll couldn't coach in '69 and '70 because the Steelers ain't have no talent. Come on, bro. You can't go by wins and losses. We're talking about coaching and coaching staff.
Well,
and Indianapolis got the better assistant coaches than the Steelers.
I disagree. They have talent on defense and they don't play like that. All right, let's see. All right, Derby. Hey, what's up, Derby? If Richardson starts connected with Downs and Mitchell today, look out. I'm not impressed with those receivers. Josh Downs, average at best. Those guys, I don't think so. His word be kind to Coach Tomlin. Sometimes you don't know what you have until you lose it. Exactly, Terry. Exactly. You know, there's a lot of bad coaches out there. I think he takes a bad rap. Definitely needs to pick it up in the postseason. Hey, but you're playing against the best. Sometimes you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose. Sometimes you're going to run into the GOAT, Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning, you know, and you just have to settle for third.
Or sometimes you underachieve with a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Sometimes the Hall of Fame quarterback underachieves, doesn't step up against the Bradys and the Peytons enough. So it goes both ways, Smokin Jim. All right, we got another comment in here. Daddy Kingslayer, Steelers have the coaching advantage. Hands down, I completely agree. All right, as we get ready to wrap up, game prediction. What you got, Smokin Jim?
The Vegas got it as a 2-pointer. So Steelers 32, Indianapolis 28.
A shootout? Wow. You think okay. Wow, there's no way I see Indianapolis getting 28. All right, Claudia, what do you have, man?
Pittsburgh 73. Colts 70. I'm going Pittsburgh 20. Pittsburgh 20, Indianapolis 13.
All right, my game prediction. I think the Steelers win this one 24 to 17. I think we'll do enough offensively. I think Josh Taylor's going to have 80 yards, and I think he will have a touchdown. He's a spectacular running back, not the best running back in football. He's the best one playing, but I got to give that to Christian McCaffrey. But that the man is hurt. Like you said, the man curse got him. He's not playing again. In game number 4, he's trying to save it for the playoffs, I guess, Jim. But Josh Taylor's not the best running back. That would be Christian McCaffrey, Smokin Jim. But I got 24-17 Steelers on that one.
Is McCaffrey playing this week? I thought he was in Germany for rehab.
He's looking at alternative. He's looking at alternative ways to fix it. All right, Terry French, 30-13 Steelers. Let's go. All right, Daddy's back in there. Steelers win 35-3. Big blowout. Steelers show they are Super Bowl bound. Wow. Okay. I'm loving that. All right. Sit or start as we get ready to wrap up here, Smokin Jim. Let's start with you. Actually, no, Claudia, let's start with you. Sit or start. Justin Fields.
Start him.
Start him? Okay.
Have, like you said, 250 in the air. I think he'll get another 40 to 50 running.
All right. Smokin Jim, what you got? Sit or start?
40.
He's a good Christian, so start.
I think Justin Fields has another good game. I'm not impressed with this Indianapolis Colts defense. They let the rookie Caleb Williams with a bad offensive line throw for a lot of yards. I think Justin Fields could have 2 touchdowns, 250 yards passing, and probably another 25 rushing, and maybe a rushing touchdown as well. So I say definitely start Justin Fields if you're in a crunch like that. All right, how about Pat? How about Moo? Claudio or Jim? Do we start him?
Well, I'm not sure I get all excited about 250 yards passing like you do, Lou, but I would start Fryer.
And I said 2 touchdowns too. Shoot, we've had games where we had 135 passing. So 250 is a good. I like that because I think we'll be able to run the ball. You say you start Moo?
MFL, as Claudio says, MFL,
Oh,
250 yards.
All right, Claudio.
Sit him because I think they're going to use all the targets again. And let me revise that with Fields. I'm going to say closer to 40 yards rushing, but close to 300 total yards from Fields. But yeah, sit Freiermuth.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to say sit him too. I don't think he'll have a big game. I probably sit him down as well. All right. Now here's an interesting one. See what you guys think. I say start Pickens. I think he has a big game today. I think he goes over 100 yards for a touchdown. I don't think they may try to do some things to double cover him, but once he's matched up one-on-one with their cornerbacks, you got to throw it up to him. I think he will get a touchdown. I think it will be a long one, and I don't think Broderick Jones will get a holding penalty to take it back. So, yeah, I say start him. Jim?
I think Georgia could have used him for the Hail Mary yesterday. But, hey, listen, I'm the only one on the planet. Our number 2s are out playing Brandon, whatever his name is. What's his name? Brandon from San Francisco.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, our number 2s are out playing them. I told you I like our number 2 receivers. Vance Johnson, Jefferson hadn't even broke out yet.
He won't.
Our number 2s is really stepping up. Yeah, you start George Pickens.
All right, Jim. Listen, our number 2s are nowhere near Brandon Ayuk. Yes, he's not having a good season, but there's a whole lot going on with San Francisco. Brock Purdy's coming back to earth a little bit. No Deebo Samuels. No Christian McCaffrey. All the attention is going to him. So that's why their other receiver is having great numbers. Ayuk is getting the double teams, and that's the issue. I don't think it's he fell off or he got his money and he quit. There's no Deebo Samuel on the other side, so he's getting double covered.
He'll do better when that guy got shot in the chest come back. I hear he's on his way.
Oh, come on, Jim. Oh, yeah, man. All the blessings to him. They were trying to take his Rolex that he fought. And the bullet almost won, but he's still here. So, man, got to be careful out there. Much. Hope it works out for him. Claudio Pickens.
What other football show talks about shooting and breasts and chests and all that? Give Ayuk's agent a ton of credit because that man did a hell of a job. We're going to go with, I'm going to say start Pickens.
All right. And Indiana Jones is in here. Colts fan here. Good luck today. Colts going to need it. Your D is very tough. Appreciate that. Derby, Jonathan Taylor has a line to run behind. He should get around 77 yards today. Jason Thomas, 17-3. Frank Jackson, 35-10. Okay. All right. Let's the last couple. Let's jump on there. What about Anthony Richardson? What do you guys? Would you sit or start him? Claudio?
But again, physically he has it. You hope that somebody can develop him and make him what he can be. As far as today is concerned, if they are behind, if they use the game plan I said, and that's run, then you may want to sit him because they're going to kill the clock and run Taylor and he'll get some yards running. But if they get behind, they may have to open it up. And if they open it up, he's going to throw picks. I say you have to sit him.
All right. Smokin Jim?
Well, if I was, again, easiest position in all the sports to play as quarterback, if I was coaching him, he would throw for 400 yards a game. This is the closest guy I've seen since Daryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber, and that play for the Oakland Raiders. Listen, all you can send guys, you can send sprinters deep, and they can't outrun this guy's arm. It's a shame that they got him chucking and ducking. I let him air it out like Daryl or Monica. I'm starting him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sitting him. The offensive line, is not great. They have some injuries right now going on with their, so I would definitely, their center is questionable. The right tackle is questionable. Sit him. But one guy I'm starting is Jonathan Taylor. I agree. I think he'll have 80 yards rushing and at least one touchdown. You gotta start him. Claudio?
I agree. And again, my game plan is to run. But if the Steeler defense knows that Taylor is going to be the guy, then they can pin their ears back and focus on him. That's why I like the Steelers offense spreading it around. Colts are going to have to spread the ball around in order for Jonathan Taylor to have a big game. I don't know if they can do that. So if they can, then Taylor's going to have a big game. If not, Taylor's going to get shut down. So I'm going to say the advantage Steeler defense, which means Taylor, I sit.
Okay. All right, fellas. That's all our time left. Oh, there's a couple more comments. Jason Thomas, Richardson is Jamarcus Russell 2.0. Frank Jackson, sit. Richardson, start Taylor. Hey, Cladio, Smokin Jim. Smokin Jim disappeared again. Thank you again for another great Steelers pre-snap. Thanks for all the comments. Hey, should be a great game. You got our predictions. You got our fantasy picks. We'll catch you guys next time. Have a great week. Go Steelers.